What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. A link will be in the description box below as usual. Go get it. This video is entitled Why the Family Man is dying off. People want to act as though men don't want to be in love or want to be in a productive relationship or a good relationship or even want to be married and more specifically want to be a family man. That's not true. Men do want those things. But it's dying off because, marriage is not a good deal for men under these circumstances. But more so the family man part. Like, it's dying off because some society is at the point where they think it's normal to have men who want to be family men without even having their own family. They think that's normal to say, okay, if you don't have any kids, you should be with somebody with kids and be a family man and raise those kids. No. And too many men have actually dated single mothers who specifically would say they don't want any kids or that they don't date men with kids. And, this is a reality that had went on. I don't think it's as prevalent as it once was, but I could be wrong. But that's a problem because, it creates a whole rift. The other thing, the family man is dying off because, the family man archetype, the family has no loyalty to the family man. If you think about it, when you think about a family man, he's supposed to be the protector and a provider. And under this American archetype of a family man, he gets no reciprocity from his wife, from his children. That's a problem. That's a major problem. And that is part of the reason why, men are not gonna do something. Even if men do things because it's the right thing to do, we're gonna hold because we bring structure, standards, order. People are rebellious to doing for family men. Think about that. Like the family man could go to work and bring home the bacon, per se, right? And the family is indoctrinated that you don't have to appreciate that guy, respect that guy, even revere that guy, even when he's a good man. And, that level of disrespect is prevalent and to be perfectly honest, just straight up, it's offensive, and this is why you see a lot of single women, because dealing with people who dealt with women and children, you're not my dad. Like the death of family men come between this. When they're your children, they're told they don't have to listen to you and respect you as their father, and then so much so that you really you might have to actually exude, forcefully exude your dominance. And then all of a sudden, that's toxic. They're told to disrespect you, but it's toxic for you to exude your dominance, which is ridiculous. But that's what it is. And on the flip side, if they're not your kids, you ain't my daddy, so you can't tell me nothing. So you can't tell them nothing if you are their daddy, and you can't tell them nothing if they're not your daddy. I mean, you can't tell them anything if you are their dad, and you can't tell them anything because you're not their dad. But can you give me some money? I need some clothes. Can I get something for my birthday? I want stuff for Christmas. Oh, really? You know, the family man is dying because, you know, of the matriarchal mindset. You know, there are too many women who are raised to be matriarchs, that if you get in a relationship with them, they don't run the show. They want to run you. Like even if you're in a position, they're in your house, you pay the bills, they drive your car, you know, they're under your umbrella of protection, right? You are the actual head of household. They're raised to, that don't mean nothing. I still run this. I know what I'm doing. And then when these women go and then those relationships ultimately fail and they go out to the world on their own and they can't cut it. And all of a sudden they can run the world if you paying for it. But the same world that they swear they can run when they're on their own and they have to pay for it, they're incompetent. Completely incompetent. And then turn around and say something like, well, if a man was around here to fix this, a lot of y'all had men already. So now what? You know, this is why the family man is dying, because the family man has no family. And the crazy part about it is, if people in society should know it doesn't work by now, because what happens is you have a society full of people stuck in arrested development and becoming late bloomers because they don't have the intelligence, the wherewithal, the guidance, or the awareness, and weren't taught these things to be functional in society. And what I mean by that is this: how many grown men you see starting to realize that they have to conduct themselves like grown men? How many grown women do you see who realize they have to conduct themselves like grown women? See, you see too many adults running around society acting like children. Even, you know, to the point where this is why you have a good education, but people have to hire you because of your education, your skills, but your ability to work in society is basically built on childish morals. I'm gonna throw tantrums, whine, complain, duck responsibility, do what I did as a child, blame somebody else. You know, oh, this couldn't get done because somebody else did it. Oh, you know, all this finger pointing. And this is why, you know, society only goes so far, because guess what? Now you're starting to see that people are adults and they're starting to admit that they purposely ran from patriarchal structure and guidance. And now they're adults and they're too old to say that they need that mentorship again. And they have to admit that it wasn't dad's fault. It wasn't the family man's fault, because, you know, they were in some ways allowed to be buck wild and think that was functional. But what winds up happening is it doesn't work well in their life as adults. And I always bring this back to this point every now and then, where the same things that you did as a child, you don't want your children doing. The same attitudes and directions that you took as a child, You don't want your child to go in that direction or have those attitudes, because in the long run they're unproductive. Your life is gonna suck because of it. But and this is why the family man is dying, because you know what wound up happening is these men are not going to waste their lives being your sacrificial lamb and your Messiah and get disrespected, and you walk off and try to take the credit for everything they've done. And when the ball's in your court, you completely blow it and then blame the very same person. So guys see this and they look at it like, why am I going to sign myself up to waste my life on a bunch of people who don't want to get right? I could just focus on me getting right. And more so, I just find people who actually want to get right and work with them. So it's also dying. The family man is dying because it's less people to work with. Always thinking that there's an abundance of people who want to be around a patriarch is a fallacy. It's not. People run from men who are patriarchal like the plague. So that's why you see less and less of them, because I can't be under that. That's domination. That's oppressive. Okay. Well, we'll see how oppressive your life is. So, done with this one. We out. Peace.